The light of the body is the eye. If therefore thine eye be single, thy whole body shall be full of light. But if thine eye be evil, thy whole body shall be full of darkness. If therefore the light that is in thee be darkness, how great is that darkness? Shalom, Kal Halayimlah, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rahakwadash. Double honors to my apostles, a great millstone, who taught me this truth. And shalom to the 144,000 and the elect. I'm Zaim, and this is another video entitled, The Light of the Body is the Eye, the Mind's Eye. Matthew 6:22. The light of the body is the eye. If therefore thine eye be single, thy whole body shall be full of light. Now let's look up what this word light is in the Harper's Bible Dictionary. Harper's Bible Dictionary, light. Light in most religions and cultures, a symbol of God, which is Yahweh, godliness, or supernatural illumination. And right there, illumination can also mean light of the darkness, like as in the Illuminati, which means to be enlightened or the enlightened ones. But their light is the knowledge of darkness. And we can get that in Isaiah 5:20. Isaiah 5. Isaiah chapter 5, verse 20. Woe unto them that call evil good. And we all know by now that when you are enlightened with darkness, your evil is what they call good. And we know that the Illuminati rules over the earth and the nations, and that is in Job 9:24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. Let's get that real quick, so I won't butcher it. Job 9:24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? And he covered the faces of the real judges of the earth, which are the Israelites. Now let's go back into Isaiah 5:20. Woe unto them that call evil good and good evil. The wicked rulers of this earth, which we already read, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. They call evil good and good evil. The illuminated ones, Rothschilds, DuPonts, Gettys, that put darkness for light and light for darkness, that put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter. Let's go back into the Harper's Bible Dictionary and finish reading about light. Light in most religions and cultures, a symbol of God, which is Yahweh, godliness, or supernatural illumination. And as far as the righteous illumination goes, it is this knowledge, this wisdom, this understanding, which is also Yahweh Shai, which is the embodiment of this knowledge, this wisdom, this understanding. And we're going to get that after we finish reading about light. The Bible is no exception. Yahweh is described as covering himself with light as with a garment. And you can get that in Psalms 104:2. His countenance is light. And you can get that in Psalms 4 and 6. And even the darkness is not night to him. You can get that in Psalms 139 and 12. In the beginning, God says, or the Elohim says, let there be light in Genesis chapter 1, verse 3. And there was light. And the creation narrative is underway. At the end of Revelation, the Lord power, Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai, is said to be the light of his servants. Now, when it says that in Genesis 1 and 3 there was light, the Elohim, the Yahweh, gave the charge to Yahushai and the powers, which are the servants of Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai, which are the angels, which are the elect. And in Psalms it says, ye are gods. So in the beginning, when it was all darkness, and the spirit of the powers moved upon the face of the deep, which was space, before they created the heavens and the earth. At the end of Revelation, the Lord power, Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai, is said to be the light of his servants. And you can get that in Revelations 22 and 5. Now let's get what light means righteously, as in Yahushai, as in this knowledge, this wisdom, this truth, this understanding. Let's go to Psalms 27. Psalm 27 and 1. The Lord, Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai, is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? The Lord, Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai, is the strength of my life, and whom shall I be afraid? Another precept in John 8. John 8 and 12. Then spake Yahushai again unto them, saying, I am the light of the world. So Yahushai is the light of the world. He is also the embodiment of this knowledge, this wisdom, this understanding, this truth. I am the light of the world. He that followeth me shall not walk in darkness, which is evil, which is bad, the opposite of good, the opposite of righteousness, wicked, evil, the opposite of light, darkness. But let's start over. I am the light of the world. He that followeth me shall not walk in darkness, but shall have the light of life. Another precept, John 9 and 5. As long as I am in the world, this is when Yahushua was in the world, and that he was the light that shineth in the world, but the world knew him not. As long as I am in the world, I am the light of the world. Now let's go back to this light is the knowledge, the wisdom, the understanding of this truth. And this truth, this light, was given unto the Israelites, the elect of the nation of Israel. Let's see. Precept, Ephesians 5 and 8. For ye was sometimes darkness, which mean we did of wickedness, evil, bad things, the opposite of righteousness and godliness. For ye was sometimes darkness, but now ye are light. Have this knowledge, this wisdom, this understanding. In the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, walk as children of the light. And what do we do when we walk as children of the light? We follow the laws, statutes, and commandments. We keep the precepts. And we also, let's get that in Acts 26. We also, Acts 26 and 18, we also use this knowledge, this wisdom, this understanding to do this. Acts 26 and 18, to open their eyes, who? The people, the Israelites' eyes of the elect, and to turn them from darkness, evil ways, bad things, to light, and to turn them from darkness to light, and from the power of Satan unto Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai, that they may receive forgiveness of sins and inheritance among them which are sanctified by faith that is in me. Now let's go back to Matthew 6 and 22. Matthew 6 and 22. The light of the body. We already know what this light is. This knowledge, this wisdom, this understanding, this truth. The light of the body is the eye. The light of the spiritual body is the eye, the mind's eye. So the light of the spiritual body is the mind's eye. If therefore thine mind's eye be single, and single on what? Single in this knowledge, this truth, this understanding, thy whole body shall be full of light. So if the light, this knowledge, this wisdom, this understanding of the spiritual body is the mind's eye, if therefore thine mind's eye be single on this truth, this wisdom, this understanding, thy whole spiritual body shall be full of light. 23. But if thine mind's eye be evil, thy whole body shall be full of darkness. If therefore the light that is in thee is darkness, how great is that darkness? Now let's look up darkness in the Harper's Bible Dictionary and see what we get. Darkness. Quality regarded as less valuable than light. You can get that in Ecclesiastes 2 and 13. Imagery based on darkness is especially prominent in poetic books where it represents destruction, death, and the underworld. So this darkness is symbolic to destruction, death, and the underworld. But we know that the underworld or death, well, the underworld that they call hell is there is no such thing as hell. Hell is a condition played out on earth, and Satan is not down there burning people and sticking them with a pitchfork. And the grave is nothing in Salakia. And the grave is nothing except the pit dug in the earth, a hole in the earth, a pit. Okay, and imagery based on darkness is especially prominent in the poetic books where it represents destruction, death, and the underworld. And we know that there's no underworld called hell, and the grave is the pit. And you can get I'm not going to read that. In a manner similar to that known in other ancient Eastern cultures, conceived as a curse or punishment In Deuteronomy 28 and 29, you can get that. And in Psalms 35 and 6, darkness characterizes the coming day of the Lord in Joel 2 and 2 and Amos 5 and 18. Yahweh's Bahashim Yahushai's appearance, Yahweh's appearance is often accompanied by darkness. You can get that in 1 Kings 8 and 12, which according to Genesis 1 and 2 prevailed prior to creation. Although, and we already know, like I already told you earlier, that there was darkness before there was light. And the spirit of the powers moved upon the face of the deep. Although Isaiah 45 and 7 and Psalms 104 and 20 assert that it was created by Yahweh or the Elohim. Yes, the Yahweh didn't create, well, it was his blueprint, and he gave it to Yahushai and the angels, and they created the heavens and the earth. The Dead Sea Scrolls contrast light and darkness as representing the forces of good and evil. So darkness is evil, righteousness is good. Both metaphysically and psychologically, a similar view has been noted in the Gospel of John. Now let's go back in Matthew 6 and 23 and read it one more time, and then we'll close out. Let's start at 22. Just go ahead and read the whole thing over again, and then we'll close out. The light, this knowledge, this wisdom, this understanding of the body, the spiritual body, is the eye, the mind's eye. If therefore thine mine eye be single upon this truth, thy whole body, thy whole spiritual body shall be full of light. And we all know that this word is the light. So if you're feeling yourself, if you're feeling your spirit with this light, then your whole body shall be full of light. But if thine eye be evil, thy whole body, spiritual body, shall be full of darkness, because you're feeding it darkness, wickedness, evil. If therefore the light that is in thee is darkness, wickedness, evil, how great is that darkness? And that darkness is anything that is not righteous, holy, such as breaking the laws, statutes, commandments. And you can read about those in Leviticus and Deuteronomy. But I'm going to end this video. I want to say Shalom, Kal Halayim La, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Ruach HaKodash. Double honors to my apostles, a great millstone who taught me this truth. And Shalom to the 144,000 and the elect. Lord will, you've been edified. Shalom.